All right. Well, any of you watching this show today would surely agree that quality people are, well, quality people.
There we go.
Right? Quality people are quality people, right? And that little truism, I think, is very much embodied by the guest who is going to be joining us here in a few moments. Now, our industry isn't known for being particularly changeable or fast-moving, but if you cast your mind back to the mid-1980s, you'll recall that the world of quality was entirely different at that point in time. There was no Baldrige Award, for one thing, right? There was no ISO 9001. There was no Six Sigma. Document control basically meant updating your binders throughout your facility, make sure everybody had the right version.
Yeah.
And W. Edwards Deming was still terrifying CEOs from sea to shining sea. And in real living color, that's right. Everybody remembers that. Well, much has changed since then, but one thing that's remained the same until very recently was the presence of Barbara Cleary as PQ Systems as an industry thought leader and one of those quality people that I mentioned earlier. She recently announced her retirement from PQ Systems after a 34-year career, helping run the company, which she founded with her late husband, Michael Cleary. Joining us now to chat about her impressive and far-reaching career, we're pleased to welcome Barb Cleary to our show. Barb, thanks for joining us on Quality Digest Live.
Thanks so much. It's nice to be here.
It's our pleasure.
So Barb, as Mike alluded to there, you've been in this business for a really long time. You've been at PQ for a long time. You've seen a lot of changes in quality. What would you say has changed the most, in your opinion, the quality industry since you got started in it?
I would say the obvious thing is the change in technology. Certainly, the access to data and the amount of data that's available out there makes monitoring processes and improving them different in any case, better in most cases. But certainly, if you think back about the days when before PCs, I mean, our headline product, SQC Pack, was developed on what was really the only personal computer available, an Apple at that time. So it was very rudimentary technology available to even look at processes. And certainly that's changed dramatically over the years. We have lots more data, lots more challenge as far as understanding data and transforming it into real information. So certainly that's changed. I think the way we do business has changed, partly because of the technology. I mean, we at PQ Systems used to have a 20,000-foot production warehouse where we packaged up our software and our print documentation, mailed it to people, and we no longer have that. Most of our products are downloaded directly. We are available on disk, which is sent easily through the mail. So the way we go about providing our customers with our service is different, and I think that's true for all business. The way people see the quality is frequently through the customer experience directly. You talked before about serving the customer in British suburbs, which would be also true in this country. Looking at the customer and seeing what really the needs are, those needs have changed. And I think the way we approach quality has to change as well over the years, and it has, no doubt about it. Yeah. You mentioned the Baldrige Award and others, the whole standards. There were standards in the beginning, but again, rudimentary and not easily understood. And I think most companies and organizations that are interested in improving quality now see that they need to conform to some kind of standards, whether it's professional standards in their industry or federal regulations or whatever, but it's important that they establish their quality and maintain certification with those standards.
And within all those changes, Barb, how would you say that the mission of PQ Systems changed to adapt to those changing realities? What in terms of how you relate to your customers and how you serve your customers, how has PQ Systems changed over that course of time?
Our mission basically has remained the same. Our language changes over the years, as language tends to do. But really, we've always been here to serve our customers and help them improve their processes. The way we go about it is quite different now than it was 30 or more years ago. But we really have the customers in mind and ways in which we can help them not only improve their processes, but also document it so they can show proof of improve proof of examination of their quality and improvement. So certainly PQ is serving the same customers, the same in many of the same ways. We believe deeply that our customers, if they need help, we need to be accessible to them. That's always been the case. We have not changed. We don't have dials. Press 1, press 2, press 43. When you dial PQ systems, you're going to get a real person. We've always been committed to that kind of interaction with our customers, because I think it's always been important to us to know who our customers are, to know them, to know what their needs are and what their dreams are, and to help them aspire to and reach those dreams. So we need to talk to them. They need to talk to us.
So Barbara, in addition to your career with and your important role with PQ Systems, which you just retired from, as we mentioned, you're also a teacher, and you're a former member of the Board of Education in your municipality. So from that rather unique vantage point, I think, between industry and teaching, what can you tell us about the way that we're preparing, or maybe that we're not preparing our young people to take advantage of the opportunities that exist in the workplaces of tomorrow?
If we look at opportunities in the quality profession, certainly young people need to be prepared with not only keen thinking skills and ability to have analytical and critical thinking applied to in a variety of ways. They have to have some skill levels that maybe we didn't anticipate 30 or 40 years ago. They really need to understand statistics, which is not frequently taught except as part of maybe a math department offering. They need to have statistical understanding. They also need to know that education for any profession is no longer an acquisition of information and knowledge about that profession. Education really provides an opportunity for them to learn how to address new problems and new challenges, because things, as we know, are changing very, very quickly, have been, and will continue to. And the students in our schools now need to be prepared for changes and to anticipate a world that they really don't know right now. So it would be like plopping someone down in the middle of a library and expecting them to figure out everything that is going on there. No, they have to have skills that will help them sort through the information that they're bombarded with every day of their lives, and understand how to make decisions based on the data that's available and their understanding of that data. So I think schools need to be providing skills, understandings, and knowledge that prepare young people to really think and anticipate change and be innovative and be creative and live in the future.
That's interesting. I mean, so, and we actually hear this talked a lot about over the last few years, is critical thinking, because more and more information comes from the internet, both good information and not so good information. So do you feel like the educational system is helping equip today's people who are coming up through the educational system to be a critical thinker, to look, how do you parse what is real information versus fallacy? How do you read something and understand how to find a primary source, and where is this coming from? Do you feel like that's being emphasized in any way now to help today's young people?
Well, I think it is being emphasized today in many places. It's hard to generalize about the education system because it is, in fact, lots of different systems. And I think as far as understanding how to sort through information, how to find things, how to discern the credible from the not so credible, are skills that many schools are really insisting on. And part of it is by giving students opportunities for their own decision-making about their learning, making decisions about what topics they're going to pursue, for example, in an analytical paper, or what kind of projects they might undertake. And the more kind of hands-on opportunities that they have, the more they see how decisions are made in different ways, and they learn how to anticipate challenges and address them when they emerge. So I do think many school systems are doing that. Unfortunately, I think the move to rigid standards in many states undercuts that. It does not really allow for creativity and problem solving that, for example, is offered in humanities, in art and music, designing and solving problems that may not be real world problems in the sense of the profession that they eventually go into, but help them develop their minds to anticipate problems and solve them.
Right, right.
Well, finally, as you retire now from PQ Systems, I wonder what advice would you leave us with in terms of the importance, the meaning of the quality profession now, in the past and now, and what you foresee the meaning of that's going to be in the future as well?
I wish I could see the future, but what I would really like to guess at it, and I'd like to have something to say about what the future brings. But I would say that the big change in recent years that will go forward is, I think people are much more ready to see really good customer service. That when things are standardized to the point that we are no longer human beings, but just maybe numbers and not seeing for the needs that we really have, we lose something in humanity, but we also lose something in terms of quality. And the quality of that interface, I think, is something that will continue to be emphasized even more. People need authentic, sometimes one-to-one relationships when they make, for example, purchasing decisions or whatever. And I think maybe organizations are going to begin to realize this and establish quality at the customer interface as an important design function.
Well, Barbara Cleary, thanks so much for joining us. Thank you so much for years of great support of Quality Digest and some really great articles and information you shared with our readers over the years too, and with us. So thanks so much for joining us today on Quality Digest Live, and I'm sure we'll be seeing you down the line.
And you're continuing to teach, I understand, right?
Yes, I am. I'm continuing to teach.
Wow.
See how that goes. But yeah, it's been great working with you guys. I think you're the publication that you distribute is really high quality and offers challenges in thinking and innovation that I think will contribute to continued quality performance throughout the profession.
Oh, well, thank you.
That is
Appreciate that.
very kind of you, and I would like to hope that you can continue to write for us as your time permits. We'd welcome that, your wisdom going forward as well. So Barbara, thanks again for joining us.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
long.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.